All right, would you like to come along for a little journey on repairing a little broken aluminum gate? We'll bring you along. Chris Winarski back again with a quick little simple video, and today is April 7th, 2025. Today is supposedly 83 degrees and partly cloudy in Dunedin, Florida, but it feels like about 90-ish degrees. It's a little warm and humid. A little early for that, but I think we got it and we're stuck with it. Anyway, here's our gate. This piece broke off and it's powder coated aluminum, which is not fun to deal with anything powder coated because, as you can see, here's a little crack right here. It started. I guess, however, this thing got whomped or something and got some cracks in some places. This piece broke out and one of these is bent a little, but we're not really going to mess with that. Or this, you can see it's just got a slight bend in it, but there's some tacks up here that are bent or cracked up here. So see if I could get you in with that. Hard to see that, but that one, there's a crack. So there's a couple cracks and a couple of them going that way. And I don't know if there was one underneath or not. But anyway, I'll just have to go over everything, make sure there's no cracks in it. And with the paint on there, powder coat, it's a little harder to see. It looked like it could be a little cracked, so I'm just going to grind that off. See that little thing? I'm going to grind it, put a little groove in it, and re-weld it. And then I'll look at this one. This one looks like it could be slightly cracked a little bit too, so I'll do the same thing with that. This piece in here, I'll grind those tacks down and the paint off of that. And then same thing back here. Grind those welds down right there and the paint off a little bit. And then we'll cut our piece to length and stick it in there and weld it and make sure it's spacered right. And we'll just go over everything and redo it. But the hard part is, this one's not as bad to get to, but these tacks, they're covered with the paint or powder coat, and it's just a pain to get that off, and you can't really weld it because it's aluminum. Might be able to MIG weld it, but we got our MIG welder in the trailer, and I don't feel like dragging that out. Sitting up there, but it's a lot of work to set that thing up and bottle and everything, bring that all over, so I really don't feel like doing that. So I think I'm just gonna grind some of this off and get to it the best I can. Anyway, that's our job for today. And we'll bring you along for the journey if you want. Hopefully this will be a little extra video for like a Friday thing or something, my little second video for the weekend. We'll go from there. So feel free to follow along if you want. I never say that in the beginning of the videos, I always forget to say it, but if you're new or whatever, feel free to subscribe if you like the videos. So what I'm gonna start doing is just cleaning up some of the paint on some of that stuff and grinding all that stuff. And we'll go from there. We got a couple different wheels and abrasives to pick through for this. Regular wire wheel, get some of that stuff off because otherwise it gunks up. Even starting to gunk up with the wire wheel, but got this wheel I could probably get in there and grind some of those welds and paint off with. I don't think I'll be able to reach for the tacks. I'm not sure not sure what I'll do with the tacks yet. Got this wheel that goes on one of the grinders. And this might take some paint off too, I don't know. Might not use that. It's on this grinder, and if you haven't seen yet, Milwaukee actually makes a new one of these. It's a Gen 2 model, it just came out, and it's got a lot more power, and hopefully we'll get one in the future. And it's just a lot nicer, I think. These things just die down and bog down on you when these things, they're good, but they're bad. They don't got no power. So, if you'd like to see one, maybe we'll get one. Let me know. If you'd like to see the new one, let me know, and maybe we'll get one. Zipper wheels work really good for taking the paint off though and not gunking up on you, so good option to have. All right, just going to town with the time lapse. Figure I'd do that instead of making you watch everything. And sorry about this video, it's kind of boring. It was just supposed to be a little one. I had it in my archives for a little while and I just want to get it out of here. Still got a better video. I'm just working on that still, or haven't got around to it, so sorry about that. Hang in there. It should be out this week or next week, and stay tuned for that though. Okay, so I just grinded what I could see, and I did both sides, and you could see a little crack right there. This side's not cracked, but I think the other side is, or there's 3 of them cracked on the other side, and that one's not cracked, but another, looks like just these 2 are cracked and those 2 aren't. So, but on the other side, I think there's 3. So what I'm going to do is just grind it down. I didn't want to grind it with the other disc just in case it wasn't cracked or anything. So, and then this hopefully isn't cracked. I see a little thing right there. This thing's going to be a pain to weld. Even doing this, it's just smearing it all into the thing. So hopefully we could grind it off after. I hate doing these things. Anything that's powder coated aluminum, I hate doing. But I'm gonna just clean that up with the disc too. So this thing should work pretty good. These things are meant for aluminum. This should grind it down pretty good, and I'll put a little groove in it. So we switched over to the white rock on the grinder, and I know I explained in a bunch of videos that white rock. I use it a lot on, that's like my go-to on aluminum if I gotta grind down welds or anything like paint like this. Works really good. They're a little pricey, but well worth it, and they don't gouge the metal like a regular hard black rock would, so work really good. All right, so we got it all mostly grooved out, like over here. I just ground it flat down and then put a little groove in it, like that. And then the same thing all the way around. And I tried grinding this, and there's a little tack right to the left I can't get. I got to the right, and the grinder won't fit over more. And then back here, see how that's kind of bulging out a little? I don't know if you could see that. Thought that was the tack, but this tubing kind of ripped a little. See how this is pushed in a little? So I kind of got to beat it back out that way, and maybe grind it down and put a little weld on, and grind that flat down just to repair it. So thing got pretty destructed. I don't know what happened, how that broke, but good little pressure. I mean, it's thin, but took a little abuse. So to get up in here, I'm gonna try my little carbide burr, aluminum carbide burr. We'll see if that works. And maybe I could get to those little tacks and take some paint off or something with that, because kind of hard to get into there. Grinder won't really get in, and hopefully that'll work. For such simple repairs like this, the prep work is where it's really hard, is just getting in those nooks and crannies and everything, trying to clean and prep those welds and all that powder coat area. That powder coat's is really hard. It takes longer to prep it than it does to weld it. I think I got a lot of it, or most of it. That looked like it was just kind of bent, and I bumped it out a little. It's a little pit in there. We'll see what we can do with that. Got my grooves and those. Up there, I kind of grinded that down the best I could. Maybe if I could get a little bit more on that side, some paint, I'll try that. And I noticed, where was it? I don't know who made or repaired this in the past, but you could see all the grind marks in there. They just, like right over here. Do like that good of a job smoothing it out. You could kind of see they just took like a grinder wheel and didn't go over it with a flap disc and just painted it, which is okay. It's just noticeable. So I think we're ready to start going, but look at all the, I don't know if you can see all the dust and stuff inside all of this. It's just, that's why I hate working on all this stuff. It just creates so much dust, and it's a pain to get all that powder coat off. I'll blow all of it out, all the dust and everything, cut my piece to length and set up the welder, and we'll start fitting everything up, I guess. Then I ground some tacks down a little bit with this thing, and it worked a little bit, so hopefully that's good enough. We'll see. Probably not. But get our spacing right and just go along like that and match everything, the rest of the two pieces, and we'll go from there. All right, give it a quick measure. Try measuring this one. About 48 inches. Probably be a little less than that, honestly. It doesn't have to be perfect, just as long as it's not sticking out over this thing. So 48 to that, so I can really cut it out like 47 and a half-ish. Maybe 47 and 3/4 will go. And we'll see how that fits. And this is like a rounded material kind. It's 3/4 inch tubing, about 1/8 inch. And we got one piece left. We got like a little drop, that's enough for that. But we got straight corner stuff. You can see this one's a little curved right up there, but that's okay. They don't need that fixed. Cut ours, what was it, 47 and 3/4? Tell me the truth, did I measure right? I think that'll work. Like in protruding in this way about 1/8 of an inch to 1/4, so that should be good. First thing I think I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be a nice guy and try just repairing that little bahudis, whatever you want to call that, going on. Just put a little weld on there and grind it back down. Make it look a little better. Going to be a simple basic weld here. It doesn't have to be pretty or anything. It's just going to be ground back down, and I know you guys probably want to see more of the welding stuff, so I'll start to try to include that in future videos, longer videos. All right, we got that cleaned up a little bit, so that should be a lot better. I put a little weld on here while I was at it, and man, I wish I could show you guys just how nasty this stuff welds. I mean, it was all right, but one big thing I think why it cracks is because they don't wrap their corners like that. If you wrap your corner a little bit and just put a little weld around that corner, it makes it a lot stronger compared to, you can kind of see down here they didn't do that, and they had a crack up here and I just redid that. But if you wrap your corners with everything, that's a really good thing to do, and it helps prevent your cracking. So I could either put this piece in place first, which I might do to get my equal spacing, and we'll space that up right down there, and then we'll go from there. All right, one thing I noticed, well, yeah, it was repaired in the past, so you can see all the repairs or whatever, and you could tell the way it was tacked. It was a full weld, and then it was ground, and somebody just put little tacks in there. So I did notice, I popped the caps off, and I just wanted to check the square because something wasn't adding up right. Like when I look at these, this is like, oh, 3.5, 4 3/8, 3 7/8, 4 inches, 3 7/8, 3 7/8. So everything's different, but then you go down here where the cuts are, and they're all about 3 7/8, almost exact. So whoever repaired that in the past, I guess didn't do as good of a job. But I just wanted to check my square of this thing, and this is 67.5 and 68.5 almost. So we're an inch off from being square, and so I just wanted to stop and go call the customer. We wanted to talk to the customer, make sure how they wanted to repair. If they want to spend a lot of time and a lot more time and money and cutting everything off, making it super perfect, or just putting a piece in, making it look somewhat presentable, and go from there. And that's what they said. Option 2, just make it a little cheaper and look pretty good, because it's not really worth it because it might get broken again in the future. And that's what we're going to do. We're just going to put this piece in, square it up, make it equal right there, and put this piece in and make it equal right there, and then go over my welds, put my couple welds and tacks on, and it should be good, and they'll end up painting it, and that's pretty good. Sorry for that little rant right there, but it's always good to look at stuff to make it, try making it good, do your best, but at some point you don't want to do it all for free, because that's a lot of work right there for free, and you want to contact the customer first, because that's a lot of money, a lot of time and money to spend on that thing to make it perfect, where the customer probably doesn't want to pay for it, or maybe they do, I don't know. But that's one good thing to talk to them about before you just go ahead and do it and hit them with like a $300-400 bill or something, whatever it is, when they thought it'd be like quick little 50, 100, whatever, just for instance like that. So always good to reach out to the customer. It can't hurt. I know some people don't like calling the customer and asking double questions and stuff, but saves yourself in the long run and probably makes you look better and everything, so don't be afraid. Anyway, back to this. Now what I'm going to do is how to make this all equally spaced up, make this the right height. Easy way is you just take a flat bar angle, square tubing or something that's flat, and just clamp it down in 2 spots. And so I'll clamp it there or something, that I can lift this up and match that like that, and I can even hold it, bring it to the end, and move it to where I need to, then clamp it in place, and that should help pretty good like that. And then same thing for this one. So what I am going to do is go down here and measure, and that's about 2 1/8, because you can't move the bottom, and that's where it's cut out at. So 2 1/8, and I'll bring that one up to 2 1/8 up there. So we'll just double check it. 2 1/8. Come down here, and about 2 1/8. So that's pretty good. Now, well, maybe I'll just clamp the middle one in while I'm at it. Actually, I can't because that clamps in the way. Yeah, that's a good little method, that like angle or square tubing thing, to clamp all those tubings together like that. So that's a good thing to keep in mind. just simple little stuff right here. And I gotta figure out new ways to do my videos, add in more of the welding in there. I'm sure you guys would like to watch that, but my videos are just so long. I gotta start cutting out some of the talking and stuff and adding more welding or something. So if you like to see something like that or more welding, just let me know in the comments and I'll try doing it. All right, I think we got it. If I had to do that every single day, I would switch my career choices. That is not fun to do at all. Trying to deal with all that porosity and stuff in there. Sandblaster would probably work good to like sandblast all that off if you had like a portable one. But anyway, I had a wasp land on the thing, and I think they always get attracted to the light, and he was just walking around. I tried leaf blowing him off with the leaf blower and he wouldn't come off, so I got a piece of the filler wire. He walked up on that and I just brought him outside. I could have mashed him, but be a nice guy today. I don't know if I got his wings or something, or because he wouldn't fly, so who knows with that. So hopefully try saving them, even though I don't think they're good for the environment, but be a nice guy today. So I think that's about it. I'll just go over with a grinder any rough spots that look a little funkier. Like that doesn't look bad, but there's some stuff that was up there and I had to blend into that. I'll redo. So I think that's all right. Put a big tack in there and everything, and I think that'll be all right. So that's about it. Just do the grinding off camera and we're probably pretty much done. I'll wrap it up afterwards and just give you a final overview of everything. Just cleaning up a little bit, and here's another one on the ground. I don't know if, look, his wing might have got a little messed up a little bit. I don't know. There's no way that's the same one, but it could be. I mean, I put him all the way out there and I was blowing around and I seen him and he didn't move, and I gave like he should have flew away. So that was weird. And then another weird thing too is Friday, today's Monday, Friday, there was a caterpillar. It was a yellow furry caterpillar, and I seen him like right over there, and I brought him outside all the way over there, and when I was getting ready to leave, there was another one like right over here somewhere. Same exact thing. I don't know if it's the same one, but over here, and I shoot him out. I kind of blew him with the thing. It's weird. Really weird. Anyway, I think that's all it. So I ground down whatever little stuff there was. I wrapped the corner a little bit on this, and I noticed it wasn't that good, so I just cleaned it up a little bit and make sure there's no cracks or anything in there. And I just ground down whatever it was, but when I was welded before, there was a lot of porosity in there, and still end up painting it or whatever. May have grind that one down a little bit more, just blend it in a little better, but this one looks pretty good, and I think we're good all the way around. And what I did was I took the flap disc after, and everything I used with this grinding wheel, I went over with the flap disc just to smooth it out so you don't see like the grinding marks. It's not as bad on this side. On the other side, it's a little worse. Just painting over that grinding marks, you see it a lot, like right here and everything. So just make it look a little better for them. Here's this guy. He's still floating around, so I'm gonna save him. I don't want him crawling on me. I'll put the other one right. Oh, look, there he is. He's still there. Should I put it next to each other? I don't know. Maybe. There you go. There's one, too. So it was two different ones. You see that one right there? I don't know if their wings got toasted from me welding. I'm not really sure. That happens when you're welding. The things will come flying in right into your arc. It's like the light attracts them. Don't know why. Really weird though, because I just straightened everything up and he was right over here when I was putting that air hose away. So, did another good deed then, I guess. So, all cleaned up over there by cord and everything. Swept the floor, blew everything out, cleaned the table off. And I didn't really do anything over here. Just all clean, and all that's clean, ready to go for the next project. So that is it for our little gate repair project. Pretty simple and easy. Hopefully the video is not too long. I know I ramble too much. Yeah. Powder coat and welding through powder coated aluminum is not fun. If it was steel, you can at least MIG weld it or something. Probably could with the aluminum MIG weld, and it probably welds a lot easier. But it's like if there's one little speck of like, if you're like trying to put a weld past that, looks somewhat clean, but there'll still be aluminum gunked up in there like that, and it just finds its way to dig in there. It's just pain, and once you hit that little spot, it just blows up kind of and doesn't want to weld together and join together. So that's why I don't like it. So that's our project. Everything's good to go. Checked all these, they're good, all good, ready to go. But yeah, you can see a lot better when I stand it up how the repair from the last time. They didn't grind it super good. Wish I seen that, because if they're happy with that, then they'd be happy with that. So, but anyway, still do the best job you can on it. Hopefully you liked the video. Kind of boring, probably not a good one, but it'll be a second video hopefully for you guys for the week, and maybe I'll get it out this week. And don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share. We'll see you guys on the next one. Chris Winarski, over and out.